Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to wrap up the topic that we had started a few weeks ago, that is anxiety. And in my previous video we had started talking about how do we deal with anxiety, how do we cope with these worrying situations or things that make us afraid. And I pointed out a few things that we can do to cope with or to deal with anxiety. And today I want to point to a few more ways that we can use in dealing with anxiety, especially when you find ourselves that we are anxious or we are afraid, we are shaking. What are those ways? One of them is keeping ourselves physically active. When I talk about keeping ourselves physically active, I mean we need to exercise our bodies. We need to make our bodies active. And we can do that in many ways. You can do that by exercising, that is going to the gym or doing some exercising in your house to make sure that your body is functioning, your body is active. You can do that through walking. So when you feel worried, feel anxious, you can just take a walk a few miles and then back. Then you find that that calms you down. You can go to the gym, the way I've said. Go to the gym for 1 hour. Just work out, make sure that you're sweating, make sure that your body is working out. And that makes your mind to function well, makes your mind to work well, and therefore it helps you to deal with anxiety, to deal with that situation that makes you afraid. You can also do the chores in the house. You can vacuum your house, sweep your house, mop your house, do thorough cleaning in your house, cleaning the cupboards, cleaning your bathroom, cleaning your bedroom, doing all sorts of things that will make your body active, make yourself feel like something is happening, you're sweating. So that's one way of dealing with anxiety, because once we do that, we help our minds to start thinking straight, thinking well. We start making decisions that are logical, because our minds have started working. It's not like concentrating on the problems that we have or the fears that we have, but now it is like tuned into doing something else, and therefore that is so helpful. Make sure your body is active. Go out there. If you love sports, you can go play sports. If you love running, take a few miles, run. If you like just cleaning, just do that. Just make sure you are sweating, you're doing something that the body feels like something is happening. And then once that thing starts happening in your body, then it lowers your thinking, your fear, your anxiety, so you feel relieved. Another way that you can deal with anxiety is to make sure that you get enough sleep. Sleep should be a priority in your life. And for you to sleep, then you need to make sure that your body needs that sleep. And how do we do that? By being active. So if you'll be active during the day, busy during the day, doing a lot of things here and there, then at night you feel that you want to sleep. And then if you can get enough sleep, then that is a medicine, that is a cure to anxiety. Studies says that people who sleep at least 8 hours a day lower the chances of anxiety a great deal. And therefore, we should give sleep a priority. I know we are busy, we don't have time, we are always running up and down. But whenever you get time, please get time, get rest, get sleep. Even if you work at night, you can take You can sleep during the day. Just make sure you sleep enough, and that alone can cut down the amount of anxiety that might come into your life. Eating also is something that we need to consider if we are to control anxiety in our lives. Eating healthy, that is a requirement. So once our body is fed well, given enough food, and not just food but balanced diet, then that helps you to be healthy. And once you are healthy, then that reduces the amount of anxiety that would have caused you damage, or the anxiety that could have affected you. And therefore, eating healthy is very important. And when we talk about eating healthy, nutritionists advise us that the largest portion on our plate should be vegetables and fruits. So we need to eat a lot of fruits, we need to eat a lot of vegetables, and also add the other kinds of foods that we eat. But vegetables and fruits are so important in our bodies. It helps us not to add more weight, and also makes us more healthy. So let us try to eat healthy, try to eat the way we are advised to eat, in a healthy way. A third way that we can also use to cope with anxiety is to identify what are the triggers, what are these things that makes us anxious. For example, if you do a certain thing and know that that can cause anxiety, then we need to avoid those things. For example, for those people who have social anxiety, you have to avoid situations that can make you anxious. And how do we do that? Is by slowly, if we want to integrate into the society, we don't just go once. Maybe you have social anxiety, so you don't want to meet people. So you can begin by not just going where there's a crowd, because obviously you will become anxious. So that becomes your trigger. So avoid the triggers. So instead of meeting in a big group, maybe you can start with just meeting the two people, a smaller group, and then build on that. So don't just go straight to the trigger, but try to avoid. Identify, know what makes you anxious, what makes you worried, what makes you afraid, and then you avoid those situations. Talking to people also is another way that you can avoid anxiety. I know when we talk about talking to people, we are not talking about just anybody. I know we have people who you trust, people who you're free with them, people who you can call them any time of the day, and they'll pick your phone and they will be able to engage you in a conversation. So when you feel that you are anxious or afraid and you are almost reaching the edge, the best thing to do is reach out to other people, reach out to friends, to family, reach out to maybe workmates, those people who you are free with them and you're closer to them, and then that will help you to deal with that situation that will come on your way. And then the last one that I want to talk about is journaling. Those people who like writing. Journaling is writing about what happened during the day. And with journaling, that can help you to keep track of your life, of maybe the things that you did during that day or that week. And that can help you also to know which areas that make you more anxious, or areas that trigger your anxiety. And therefore journaling will first of all show you and tell you the things that make you anxious, and also makes you to concentrate, makes you to instead of looking at the things that are worrying you, you'll focus on writing about yourself, especially about the good things that happened during the day, or the things that you did during the day. Therefore, journaling is one of the ways that we can also use to cope with anxiety. That one calms us down. That one calms us down, and it makes us more settled and more of ourselves. We understand ourselves because we've turned the attention from that thing that is troubling us to doing something that is good, or to do something that we like doing. Lastly, for those who are Christians and even those who are not Christian, I think another way that you can overcome anxiety is through prayer. I remember we talked about a verse in Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 that says, don't be anxious, but instead let your prayers and petition and thanksgiving be known to God. So for those who are Christians, I think when you feel anxious, when you feel you're afraid, you're worried, excess, you can turn into prayer. You can say a prayer. You can you can speak to God about it, about your trouble. And once you speak to God about that, then you'll feel that burden is lessened, because when we pour out our hearts, talk about our troubles, speak about what is worrying us, what is disturbing us, then we will feel like we are our problem, our trouble is lessened, is made lighter in us. And also another way that you can do is practicing what you call deep breathing. So when you are anxious, you're worried, you are shaking, you can take your time. At that very moment, sit down or sit in a position that you're comfortable, and then you can take a deep breath. Once you breathe in, that deep conscious breath, and then you breathe out, that makes your body to relax. And researchers have said that deep breaths helps a lot to calm a person down. Not only when you are anxious, but when you're not settled, when you are shaking, sweating. If you take your time to breathe a deeper breath, and then maybe count to about 6 seconds or so, and then breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. That makes you to relax. And once you relax, then your mind will start to function well. And if that worry was almost overcoming you, you'll be able now to take control of yourself. And instead of getting overpowered by worry, you'll be able to control that worry. I want to stop there for today, but conclude that anxiety is there, and in one way or another we'll meet anxiety in our lives. We'll get worried, we'll panic, we'll be afraid, we'll be fearful. But one thing is, let us know that it's possible to overcome anxiety. I just gave some ways of going through that. But if even after trying all that, you find that nothing is happening, no change is happening, then my advice will be that you can see a professional, maybe a professional counselor, who can help you, who can talk to you through that anxiety, who can work with you to help you to overcome the kind of anxiety that you are going through. Therefore, don't feel that you are alone. Many people are going through anxieties, and also there are ways to come out of that. There are solutions to that. So try what I've said, but still that is not the end. Sometimes our anxiety might be too much for us. Talk to people, talk to professionals. You can talk to counselors, people who are able to help you, to walk you out of that situation. Thank you so much for watching this video. This will be the end of this section of anxiety. And in our next video, we'll start talking about something else, something new. So just stay tuned. Be ready to come back to my videos and to my channel. And if you've not subscribed yet to my channel, please, can you please subscribe and like my videos. If you have anything that you want to still discuss further in any topic that I talk about, be free to write me a text or put a comment down there, and I'll be able to follow up with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.